Happy Father's Day, Mother Scratchers. Beef, wine, and shenanigans. We only have one real procreator on the team. That's Mark Abbott. But the rest of us, we're role models in our own right. Denise Tapscott,
Hello,
Curtis
everyone.
Johnson, myself, Stephen Van Patten. Yes, it's Father's Day. And for some people, that's great. For some people, I don't know. Maybe not. But either way, we hope you all had a good one.
I
And
can
we
see Kurt's
hope
cat
that
in the
it was,
background.
yes.
That's his son kid.
There's one of the babies.
One of the babies.
One of the fur babies. So yeah. I imagine everybody everybody who could speak to a parental unit probably did today. That's nice. But yeah, for those of you out there that, either felt neglected or anything along those lines, you know what? We're going to try to cheer you up right now.
Okay, here we are.
And we're going to cheer you up by making fun of Donald Trump. No, well, that will probably come naturally. We took a little break, so we did not go blow by blow with all the heinous stuff and the trials and everything else like that. And maybe that was a good thing, because
34 counts.
Yeah. Maybe so, yeah.
I mean, no, we should have probably thrown a party when that happened.
Yes.
Even though I'm more feeling like throwing the party if he actually serves a minute in jail time. Only because, not even so much for his benefit, it's more his supporters. And that little dose of reality, that little dose of accountability, and of course, him not being reelected, that would really, really make me feel a lot better. But we do realize that is a slow road to China. For the time being. And in the meantime,
why is it always,
huh?
Why is it always a slow road to China? Why not like Kathmandu?
You can go to Kathmandu if you want.
I'm just saying, is it that slow too?
Yes.
All right, bygones.
Like
bygones.
Haven't you seen a Humphrey Bogart movie? Nobody gets anywhere fast in any of those movies.
I mean, you could go to Damascus, but
well, there was a road to Zanzibar.
but remember the road to hell. You know what that's paved with?
Good intentions and bad actions.
And barbecue flavored sun chips. So we have a draft. And I don't mean faulty windows, folks, unfortunately. And I mean, I remember the first time I was confronted with this, because it was, very long time ago, and you had to go fill out the form at the post office, and your college would not let you attend if you didn't show proof that you, as a young man of a certain age, if you had not filled out this paperwork.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. I can't speak to what happened in California, obviously. But
I think the draft was just for men, so.
No, I know, but yeah. I think that's not going to be the case this time.
No.
By the way, as we slowly start putting together the Cosette Abbott indefinite trip to Canada fund.
Evacuation protocol.
Exactly. Like, oh, no.
Wait, are we going to be like
67?
Are we going to be like in V and shit where we're like changing vans? We're driving through like up to upstate New York, just changing vans. Like, we gotta switch out this van because they seeing us. Got drones and shit.
Could be. It could be like, you know, that scene in Casino where Joe Pesci is switching cars and going into garages. And it could be that.
And talking like this.
It's like X-nay on the OZK.
Right.
It has Handmaid's Tale written all over it too, trying to escape Canada.
Man.
Oh my God.
That's I mean, and it's sad, I gotta be honest, as sad as all of this is, because my newly found half brother, he was even like, so thinking about making me an uncle anytime soon? And I was just like, first of all, you got 3 kids.
Right.
And on the low, 2 of them are kind of pissed at him. But I mean, you know, I love him to death, but really. But then, you know, so he's putting pressure on me. I'm like, dude, that ship has sailed. that's talk about the road to Damascus. I mean,
as long as your Navy SEALs keep swimming, you be all right.
Didn't Robert De Niro, he just had a baby. His wife had a baby.
Right. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but he has Robert De Niro money, which I'm sure comes with Robert De Niro, you know, injections of something, or in some kind of, like, you know, drug. Or
and you got Stephen Van Patten looks. What you gonna tell me? Shit, once upon a time, you could have had $1,200 in your bank account.
Ooh, you making Mark drink.
Still got babies.
You just popped the bottle open.
Yeah, Stephen Van Patten looks and Aquafina money.
Aquafina money.
Oh my God. Next on Crazy Rich Niggas.
Jesus.
You ain't see what Earl did to my plumbing? God damn. Earl and the whole family messed up. Damn. I get my $50,000 back from that nigga. Damn.
Those of you that don't know where Kirk is taking this conversation now, he has now drifted off into one of Mark's personal dilemmas. Mark was kind of, and I'm not going to go too far into Mark's business, but because Mark would probably be the better one to explain it. But
ooh, look at his face.
Mark was kind of taken in by a shiesty contractor. He was having some house renovating done. You know, and you know what's crazy? I know very few people who have had positive contractor experiences, and particularly African Americans. And I don't know what that's about. Just outside of the fact that, you know, I think sometimes people think they can just treat us however the fuck.
Yeah.
And that's disturbing all in and of itself. But I don't know. Did you want to add anything to that, Mark?
I don't know. I mean, the way, you know, in hindsight, the way I look at it now, it's like they have an entire HGTV series dedicated to bad contractors.
Oof.
Rico to the rescue. Wait, this dude has to go and try and help people. I mean, it was a bad experience. The best thing I can do is tell people, you know, just make sure you do your homework. You know, everybody out there isn't a real contractor. Everybody, just because somebody showed you some photos or some stuff, doesn't necessarily mean that that's the work that they did. And, you know, it's just, you know, get receipts. You know, don't pay anybody in cash. Let them know, hey, if you don't have a Venmo or some kind of account that I can track my money with, nope.
Right.
You know, get quotes. do your homework. I mean, it was a bad experience. To the point where, the person came, they messed up, they didn't even do the job correctly. We had to get the whole thing done all over from scratch. Which is a pain in and of itself. The thankful thing is that it was just one room.
Thank
There's
goodness.
been like, yeah, I've heard stories where people have like had people gut their houses and then the contractor runs off and now you got a shell of a house and now you got to find somebody to come fix it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the sad part is, I don't know what that's about. I don't know why, that seems to be a thing with people, but I guess, I don't know. I guess the way the system is set up, it's hard for these people to be tracked. You have to have certain licenses and things of that nature, and you have to, and unfortunately, it's like anything else anything else you get done with your home, you hire people because you don't know how to do it yourself.
Right.
So you don't know, hey, I'm supposed to ask this guy for a license number, or I'm supposed to double check this at the other thing. If I said to Steven, hey man, this guy did a great job on my place, and I handed Steven the guy's information, the guy went over and took Steven's money and didn't do the work. Steven called me, hey, what the hell you send this guy over here for? And I'm like, damn, I never had a problem with him like that. So it's all that to say is, I just tell people at this point, do your homework, make sure the person understands, read the contracts clearly, carefully. And just know that if you get into these situations with someone, the first thing they're going to do is which is always funny, they make you seem like you're the idiot or it's your fault.
So they gaslight you.
Yeah, it's like, well, you were the one that wanted the such and such, like, because these are also people that take no responsibility for the stuff that they do. So it's always somebody else's fault. Oh, I hired so and so. Tommy didn't come back. What the fuck that got to do with me? I didn't hire Tommy. You hired him. So but
the challenge that me and my sister had was that they want to overcharge us for everything because we don't know any better. But I think it's because we're Black and because we're females. So they think that they can just throw anything at us. So I have to get a second opinion or a third opinion. Ask my dad and ask my coworkers actually work on their houses and stuff. One guy, the company wanted to charge us $1,900 for a new water heater. I'm sorry, to fix the water heater. You can actually buy a whole new water heater for like
less than
half of that, way less than that. So we're like, kick rocks, bro. Got someone else to fix the water heater, and they had to replace the part. It was like $60. But had we not known, then we'd try to pay $1,900. It's a challenge. So like Mark said, you definitely have to do your homework. Do a lot of research for sure.
Definitely.
They call them first world problems, though. There's worse things out there.
Like
and that's true. Well,
on a bad day.
Oh, that's
Godzilla on a good day. I need to see him on a bad day.
On a bad day, right?
It's a bad day.
I mean, we kind of covered Godzilla last week, but Kirk hadn't seen it. So
Kirk hadn't seen it. Yes.
We will take a couple of minutes, I think, just to address the fact that Kirk did enjoy it. At least that's what he said before we hit record.
Yes.
And I'm curious to know, because you said you got a little emotional in one scene. I'm curious to know if it's I'm curious to know because I also got emotional during one scene. So I'm curious to know if it's the same scene.
Okay. I guess spoiler alert at this point. Spoiler alert, the very end when Shishimaru and Akiko going into that room, doors are opening, and you're feeling that that's what it is. It's what you're hoping. Oh no, please let it be that. It has to be that. It has to be that. And Noriko is laying in bed with her eye cut, like one half of her face is covered. She was cast and everything, but she's alive, right?
She's alive.
Just to see that whole, like, that storyline being, you know, he got a second chance, and he understood that second chance really as what it is. It's not an affirmation of death and honor. It was an affirmation of life, and being together with it, like realizing what he was denying himself this whole time. And it's always been there. And, you know, without even him understanding how much he had cultivated this kind of emotional bond with strangers. That shit was beautiful as fuck. I cried. I was like, oh.
It's such a good movie. The writing is so good. The whole character arcs is
yeah. I told somebody, I said, yo, so Godzilla Minus One is not Godzilla Minus One. It's an atlas. The other title should have been Affirmation of Life. That's what that should have. It's an affirmation to life. And Godzilla just happened to be a element of that understanding of no matter how immense and awe-inspiringly horrible the situation becomes, there is still always those who are like, you know what, I do this to live, not to die. And I do this for all of us to do this, not just. It was just beautiful. And the other part that made me tear up a little bit is when that dude told was, you know, when you saw the little flashback of him explaining the parachute. Because the Japanese planes didn't have parachutes because they were all supposed to be kamikaze. So there were no parachutes in the plane. And when the guy found a parachute set in the plane, he was like, oh shit. And when he pulled it, I was so hoping he pulled it too. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that samurai shit. Just pull that fucking cord.
Just pull it.
Pull that cord. Pull that cord. That shit made me like,
Well, it also touches on the fact of how ridiculous the idea of the kamikaze was. You know, it's like you were not. That's the idea of that's supposed to be an honorable death. You know, and then it's like, what, you know, the fact that he questioned that to end up on that island in the first place, and the guy's like, because when they asked him, they was like, wait a minute, how did you make it here if your plane only had enough fuel for you to do the kamikaze?
Yes.
You know. And
it's like, well, you know, I kind of hit a Sunoco on the way, and
what
happened was
I had actually read it as a repudiation of the entire warrior ethos that we all kind of like are born into, for lack of a better term. Like America has this idea of, you know, honor and death, and, you know, you sacrifice your life, blah blah blah, the samurai ethos of that, and serve your master. And if it comes down to the end of your, you got to commit haikiri or seppuku. You know, it felt like a repudiation of that entire toxic, that element of toxic masculinity, for lack of you know, your life is wrong.
I mean, and Kirk, what you said, that was very beautifully put, actually, very warrior poet of you. But the wild thing about that whole kamikaze thing, at least as far as World War II is concerned, is that it was a rather ineffective way of attack. Like, like it might have made sense if one fighter plane could take out a whole battleship, but that would not be the case. There would be some damage, there would be a couple of deaths, and then guys would come out with fire extinguishers and whatever, and you know, they control the situation and they keep battering the Japanese. It wasn't, you know, it was not effective at all.
Wasn't
so to that point, you know, bravo, guy kind of like said, hey, you know what, this may not be a great idea, and he parked it. Of course, I mean, it turns into a completely different kind of movie than it would, because I mean, he, in real life, a guy that bails on the kamikaze thing probably got treated like the biggest piece of shit once.
He was.
Well, we definitely saw nuggets of that for sure.
He was.
Even like that lady when he got back home, she was like,
his neighbor
should have been
his neighbor.
You were
she gave him much credit.
Yeah, what are you doing here? Right.
Exactly.
I think the comedic. Go ahead, Kurt.
Oh no, I was like this. Well, I just want to say this is like part of the like an element of toxic masculinity is that idea that the first wave is like psychological, right? Mm-hmm. So the kamikazes start doing it. Everybody's freaking out. The Americans were freaking out, like, oh my God, there's kamikazes. And but the reality of it, as you were saying, Steve, is that it was ineffectual. Yeah, it was really a scare tactic that didn't pan out. It's the same concept I think of Hannibal and the elephants. Oh, great scare tactic because no one's ever seen them. Like, oh my God, who these motherfuckers are? Until motherfuckers realize, oh, this is how you defeat that shit, right? Right. They did a thing with the Persians and Alexander the Great when he was fighting the Persians, and they had the chariots with blades on the ends. Ooh. And they found and the Greeks, I want to say the Greek found out that, oh, there's a way to stop that. That, like, at first, the first idea of these chariots are rushing towards you mad fast, 2 horses and blades at the end, so you're gonna get it. And somebody said, no. You create a box of pikes, so you let them come in, and they only can go in at a certain point because the horses will actually stop at the head of spears, at the point of spears. They stop moving. Mm-hmm. Once they stop moving, the chariots are now just open back carts. You just jump in and kill those. Right? So the beginning is like, oh, we got the scare tactic going. The reality of it is, oh, your whole shit is fucked up, bro. You can't even use, like, same thing with the Celts and fucking, run into battle butt ass naked with just the shield and nothing else on, dangling in the wind.
Oh no.
Right? And at first, motherfuckers is like, oh, I'm scared. But then you realize, these niggas got no clothes on, man. Right? And that's how the Romans were able to beat them. Like after a while, the Romans like, you can figure this shit out. That shit is an infection. Son, you done, son.
Put some damn clothes on.
Put some clothes on, son. Dangling in the wind like you want to hurt somebody.
I know how to beat you.
Right.
I'm going to stab you in the penis. And
you know what? And you notice the shields that they have? That was what they did. They actually had them low. They had the knives low, so they'd stick underneath the stomach. So they'd stick in the stomach, the groin. They would just keep stabbing like that. Motherfuckers ain't had no protection under there.
It is.
It's still like bad all around. Like the one person was like this. Yeah, I don't be a metrosexual, man, because that masculine shit is killing people. That masculinity shit is killing people.
But Kurt,
I'm gonna be Prince. I'm gonna wear high heel boots and sing love songs. That's how that shit gonna work.
Right.
I'll be there for you. I'm gonna wear thigh highs, a G-string, and sing love songs. Fuck y'all thug motherfuckers. Right.
But you know what, to your point, Kurt, what's funny about that is that was Godzilla's kind of, so they would attack him. And I think the part that got me was like they hit him with like everything they had, and he turns, he does this like
right,
and he's like,
yo,
how you like them apples? It's like one of those, hit me again, you're gonna find out. Right. Hit me one more time.
Right.
Because and I think that's the thing that got me, because Godzilla, to his own right, whenever he's attacked, it takes a minute before he's like, I'm not gonna expound all this energy on y'all people. He chucking cars, he picking trains up, he's throwing,
tossing them shit in the air,
tossing people, falling, using his back to scratch on the side of buildings and the whole nine. And then it's like pop pop pop. These mother. All right, you know what? and then what? Each spike lights up. Like,
right.
Like I'm gonna give you some time to understand what's about to happen. Even when they were chasing him in the water, like the battleship hit him, and he's like, oh, you don't think I'm gonna swim over there, huh? And then, be a kamikaze now. And it's like,
Right.
He's like a murder hornet, man.
Yes, it's like a whole shit got aroused, and this Spike started getting wrecked. Like, oh my god, like somebody hit an erogenous zone on Godzilla. And he's like this. I'm about to show y'all something.
But I think that my favorite is the fact he shows up in Tokyo in midday.
Yeah, broad daylight.
Broad daylight. He's like, oh, you know what? I heard y'all talk about me.
Keep my name.
Godzilla slapped the shit out of him.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Picked up that train.
But I'm sorry, Kurt. You got to tell me, man. I had never seen him as angry as I did in that first scene.
Dude, he
stepped up on the
he had a continual grin, like, Steve, man, Denise, what's up? Oh, why he angry like that?
He's angry.
He like straight on, like, fuck you, I got a whole bunch of fucks to give, and I'm about to give it to you. Like Z about to give it to you.
I told you. After a while, I started screaming at the screen. What? Tell him why you mad, son.
Yes, oh man.
Yes.
Stepped out of the dark, like, what the? Who's playing to these?
That first attack, it was like
that
they
first
owed him money.
Yes.
Yeah. Like they owed him money for real.
Real talk.
Yeah.
All of them was sitting there with their rifles looking at it like, this is stupid idea, The captain was looking at it like, all right, so the dude ran from the plane. He ain't gonna, I don't know why he made him stay. I was like, maybe you should stay or run or something. But when that dude started shooting, it's like, no, don't shoot. Same thing, like, what are you doing? That thing is bigger than like anything you've seen. Why are you shooting?
Right. Just drawing attention to you. Why are you doing that?
He was like,
I don't see you.
Go get in the plane, because that gun is like, he's like, you actually think this gonna work against that? Oh, it kill anything. It's just like, My man got in there, was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let him see me, because I shoot him, he gonna be like, who shot me? Who?
Right? Chris Tucker Rush Hour.
Chris Tucker. Yes.
Which one of y'all shot me? Which one of y'all shot me?
Wait, what scene did Godzilla actually sneer into the camera? I feel there was a scene where he actually like sneered, like not into the camera, but like he turned him like this.
When he was in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there was that one moment where, because that was the thing, to Steven's point. He wasn't even eating people. He's like,
like you dead, and you're in flight.
He's like, he's like, I'm not gonna kill you.
Because there's no way that bite didn't kill you.
Yeah.
Right. No way.
Because the
or at
bite
least
didn't kill you.
Irreparably maim you, because your whole spinal cord is all fucked right now.
You're paraplegic. You're paraplegic
instantly. And then you're launched in the air.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's some ragdoll shit right there.
Godzilla, man. Godzilla.
That's your man. That's your man, Denise.
Because he literally did. Like when he got to Tokyo, he like that's the thing. I'm like, why are you picking up cars? Like that's what was killing me. He was like, what is this? Get this out of my way. It's like, whose train is this? Get this train out of my way. It's like,
yeah.
I'm like, wow, you are not having a good day.
Even when he was in the water, he was like staring people down. He's like,
oh,
you can see it. Yeah.
Actually, that actually scared me.
Yeah.
When he popped up out of the water, was like, he was like,
you're going to need a bigger boat. Yeah.
You're going to need a faster boat.
Yeah, faster boat.
Yeah, that too.
Shit.
Godzilla, man. Yeah.
And I know.
Oh, sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say there was one moment where they were like, we asked the Americans for help.
Yeah.
We're not messing with that thing.
And Americans in that movie did exactly what they would have done in real life.
Yes.
They were like, hey, check this out.
We got bigger problems. Like Soviet Union is more bigger problem than a monster that blows radioactive shit. Really? I'm sorry, Steve. What were you going to say? Yeah. Sorry.
No, but you know what? I the one thing that I really liked about this, even more so than all of the old school Godzilla movies and everything like that, was that, you know, this Godzilla he gave no fucks.
Exactly.
And what I mean by that is you know how sometimes they have these kaiju movies where the monster cares about the human race.
Right. Right.
That makes no sense.
Now.
Like, we don't even care about each other.
I do.
But I mean, we care about our friends and family, but I mean, like, from a societal standpoint, you know, like, the point can be made that Trump supporters don't care about anybody except other Trump supporters. The rest of us could all go to blazes, right? Right. So, with that said, a 80-story size lizard is looking to make friends. That never made sense with Gamera. You know?
Well,
Gamera likes children. First of all, how does he even see the children?
Right.
As big as he is.
Right. They're all pretty much everything's the same size.
Like the size ratio is like us and roaches. We're have you tried to make friends with roaches lately? No. It's like you go in the kitchen, you see a roach, you kill a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as creative and not as fun as like breathing radioactive like stuff on them.
On site though, but it's still on site. It's still on site. It's still on site though.
It's still on site.
You might be like you know, using like, you know, deodorant spray and shit to see a roach, grab the lighter, like on site.
Well, I ain't trying to burn a house down.
Right.
Sorry, bro. On site, the whole place going down. It's like, why? How your house burned down? It's like, man, this is roach in the bathroom, man. I had to get that nigga.
That's a big ass roach. That's a big ass roach.
That's some big ass hate.
And that too.
Yeah. That's some big ass hate. Yeah, he had to hate.
Godzilla definitely had to hate.
Somebody saw a cockroach on 12. Must be some cockroach. Bite your head off, man.
May we never see that cockroach.
On site.
But switching gears, going back to this draft situation and how we're
before you do.
Real
quick, I would just like to say I am stoked for Denise, because she's like the big Godzilla fan. It is amazing that an overweight pear-shaped lizard kaiju can be so amazingly horrifying and has stand the test of time when all other monsters were at least fit, looked like they go to Blink, Planet Fitness. Kong always got the guns, and he got the 12-pack, and all the monsters got some type of girth and brolic to him, and here this overweight motherfucker coming in just blowing fire and getting erect back frills. I salute.
Gojira.
And they got an Oscar.
Yes,
and they got an Oscar.
Yes, they did. That was my most favorite moment of the Oscars.
Right.
Yes. That brought me joy.
And they got an Oscar. And I in celebration, I wore my Godzilla t-shirt the next day.
Nice.
You know what? I'm gonna have to get a Godzilla shirt I'm
gonna have to get a Godzilla shirt.
Yeah.
Why do I not have a Godzilla shirt?
I have a Godzilla Christmas sweater, by the way.
Ooh.
Yes, you do. I seen it. Yes, you do. It is awesome. It is actually awesome.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, when Beef, Wine, and Shenanigans signs off, that's when I get on Amazon and make horrible decisions.
This is a fact, an absolute fact. Last week, I swear, we were doing all kinds of shopping.
He went to, where did he go?
Sure
Let me say it right so we don't make the mistake.
Let's oh God.
He went over there and bought himself a Christopher
literally
Lee.
stopped talking to the three of them for like a good 5 minutes.
He did. He was like this.
Placing this order.
We were like, bro.
You know, we have to do a presentation when it gets there, when you get it.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
unboxing. Yes.
Unboxing. Yes.
That is without saying. Shit.
Yes. And we blame the professor for this one. It's his fault. He's like, do yourself a favor. Look at this website.
He did.
Knowing what I was going to do.
Knowing what I was going to do.
That right there is some diabolical Ozymandias shit right there, the academics. Some Brother Sage shit.
I admit to nothing.
That's all right. That's okay. We'll
wait for that unboxing too.
I mean, I would have. I mean, anybody could have told me about that shit and I would have bought it. It's just like, it just happened to be marked. Right. It's like, I know how to get this, nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, but like even Kurt with the face hugger, he was like, he was doing math in his head. He's all like,
you saw that, right? Yeah.
I did.
You saw it, right?
I didn't, because I wasn't looking at y'all at that point.
You wasn't done. He was already buying on that
completely.
What's the CCTV number on the back of the card?
But do I want this regular postage, or do I want to just have it FedExed?
They offer overnight shipping.
I know.
I'll qualify for it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I bet you do, Captain Lego.
Did you? Oh yes, I am looking at all that stuff up there. Oh man, you get a gift wrapped?
I don't need a gift
for himself.
I'm not giving it to nobody.
Birthday to
No, for yourself. Exactly. It's a present for yourself. Treat yourself, brother. Gift wrap that shit and then look at it.
It's too late. That shit's already on its way.
It's already on the way.
When it gets there, gift wrap it. Wait, gift wrap that shit, put it outside your door, walk like 2 feet, and then come back around and then open the door. It's like, oh my God.
For me?
I'm so surprised.
You will tickle yourself pink with that shit. I guarantee.
Guarantee it.
I guarantee. You will laugh yourself silly. Going, I did this. I really did that shit, didn't I? I really gift wrap my own package, put it outside, wait 2 minutes, and come back to get my package. I really did that. See, you already laughing because you know that shit is cool. You know you'd enjoy that shit. Yeah, because you know you would enjoy that shit.
You know he'd add a little spice to it. He opened the door, and be like,
yes.
Do I hear someone knocking at the door? That's odd. Oh
man. Yes.
My stars and garters. It's a gift.
Jesus. We need help.
That keeps on giving.
Right.
Oh my stars.
Oh my God.
But okay. Oh my God. All right.
Anyway.
Yes.
So yes, and to be clear, folks, the thing I purchased is actually it's a not life size, but I think it's about 8 inches or so. It's Christopher Lee is Dracula. And no one should be surprised that I immediately handed over $50. Like I was trying to get a hostage released. Okay, ISIS here.
Oh gosh.
Give me Christopher Lee back.
Oh, it was pretty cool. It had like the different faces on it.
It had different faces, yeah.
No, but once it gets to the angry faces staying, it's not. I'm not fucking around. It's like,
oh yeah.
Why would I have? Cool. Why would I have regular Christopher Lee face when the other option is like blood and fangs?
Yeah,
blood and fangs.
Oh, blood and fangs. Awesome.
And then I'm gonna take the American Werewolf in London replica that I have, and I'm gonna make them do the tango.
Wow.
You see Steve cross-legged and shit on the floor playing with the Casanova playing in the background. like Carlos Jobim playing in the background. Girl, dun, 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 dun.
The girl from Ipanema.
Treat yourself, man. Take a lesson from Shishimu. Yeah, take a lesson from Shishimu. Treat yourself, man. Enjoy your life.
And then
pull that record.
And then it'll make s'mores. Anyway,
yes.
So let's see.
The draft.
Yeah, I mean it's just a horror. I know, right? That's a terrible segue. But
no.
I mean, as segues go. Mm-hmm. But yeah, until we have commercial breaks, this is what we have: horrible segues that literally like slam into each other like Godzilla's tail in a building. So.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm very bothered by it. I mean, I would be more bothered by it, obviously, if I had a son or daughter of a certain age. I have plenty of friends that do.
Yeah.
Plenty of friends that, I'm sure they woke up this morning thinking as they were, busting their ass to help their kid pay for college and whatever that is like,
and their healthcare.
Okay. And yeah, well,
or even regular school. Yeah.
Regular school and their healthcare. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to think that they might actually just do some stupid shit and take your child to fight, knowing from just historically, from recent history, just recent history, how problematic and divisive the reasonings for going to war in the first place. Between the Iraq War, Afghanistan, drone bombings in Yemen. You know what I mean? I keep asking myself, why you fucking need more people if you already got like drones and intelligence and technology? Why you need more bodies?
I'm gonna give you the most cynical answer I can muster.
Do it.
Because if our young people are abroad, looking into the interests of our corporation running masters, they are not here exercising critical thinking, and they are not in the street. They are not protesting. They are not on TikTok bringing issues to the forefront.
No.
Because they're too busy doing the will of the government.
Yep.
There endeth my cynical answer.
Hey, Mark, for Cosette's 17th birthday, I got family in Trinidad. She can, they can stay over there for a while, with family, no extradition treaties in Trinidad.
Nice.
Just letting you know.
And Delta actually has me at silver medallion status. So by the time Cosette is an adult, I should probably be at Thanos level.
Thanos level.
So we can definitely get some miles transferred.
We do have property in the Bermuda Triangle. So I'm just saying.
That is weird. What? Wait.
Like for real?
Like, are you
like?
Wait. So we gonna save Cosette so she can get lost in the Bermuda Triangle?
Right.
You tell me. Is she Doctor Who?
They're not gonna find her. It's as simple as that.
Shit, nigga, we ain't gonna find her.
I'm like, hence the title of our 5th book, Hell in the Bermuda Triangle. The search for the lost one.
Search for the lost one.
I will be at convention. Like, it's a semi-biographical book, spanning about 6 years.
That is literally going to be another scenario where 3 old men and a young woman on a boat, and we're all just kind of like, none of us actually know how to sail, and why does Denise not look any older? In the middle of the Bermuda Triangle, trying to figure out how to get lost. Old.
I'm gonna bring a radio.
Old.
So I'm bringing a radio so I can play the strong. Stroke me, stroke me, stroke. Stroke me, stroke me.
You know, I literally see it all at this point now. Yes, you were playing Stroke Man while you're in the kitchen, like cooking some cool shit up. Mark had the binoculars on the in the captain's chair. Denise is actually at the steering wheel because she's like phenomenal like that. Because she still looks young, so she probably has like no aches or pains or anything. And I'm at the back of the boat washing my underwear because I only bought 2 pair because Mark said we got to go. Cigarette, I said, okay, I gotta.
Cigarette dangling out your mouth.
So much for a 3-hour tour.
Looking like Yaphet Kotto and shit.
Mad, right? Mad Yaphet Kotto. Yo. Like classic alien Yaphet Kotto too, just angry. Just yo.
Did you find her? Why don't you freeze her? Why didn't he freeze her?
Why didn't he freeze her? Hey Mark, I need to ask you something about our pay.
Yaphet was standing on business that
he was. Yes, he was.
Yep.
He was.
Hey,
I ain't getting paid for this.
Whole movie.
He said, I want to talk to you about the bonus situation. Don't worry, you're gonna get what's coming to you. What?
Oh man.
And he sure did.
Dad should look so clear as day.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
And Mark, are we gonna get back to the land yet? I got 1 good pair of underwear, I got another one in the water. I have a fight your daughter.
Oh no.
So, Denise, what does the compass say? Compass? I'm using the stars.
I'm using the stars. Orion, that's
We're like in broad daylight too. We're all looking up like.
So you want to tell us?
Well, yes, Orion's belt matches the same positions as the pyramids in Egypt. How do you not know this?
It's like, oh, we're not going to Egypt.
No.
We're going to the Bermuda Triangle. And then Stephen behind me. And there's that.
And there's that. And there's that.
We don't wrote a whole comedy show.
We'll get there.
Look at the stuff.
The best part's the open because it's just gonna be like the Love Boat. Love, exciting and new. Cut to Denise with the clipboard. Come
yes,
aboard. We're expecting you. Here's Kurt.
No. Oh, Jesus, help us.
Oh, my stars.
Double finger guns.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
For the hard way, lost in the Bermuda Triangle. That's like some In Search Of title right there.
Don't show it. You know that thing used to scare me as a kid?
Me too.
Leonard Nimoy's In Search Of.
Mm-hmm.
And they were always doing one on the Loch Ness Monster.
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Bigfoot.
Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster. And they never found either one of them.
Nope.
And none of that scared me except just Nemo. Just him. He scared me.
Nimoy.
See? Nimoy scared me. He looked like a strange human. He looked like that. They don't know real human.
Oh my stars! I actually met him once at a Starbucks when I lived in Brentwood, where all the
No, you didn't.
I did, and was the
What?
nicest man. I stood behind him in Starbucks in Brentwood. Yes, super super nice.
Well,
yeah.
I read somewhere that he was actually very anti-racist.
I believe it.
Oh no, he is actually.
Yeah, he was really really nice. Yeah.
I went to bat for the show a couple of times actually,
which makes sense because, of course, racism is illogical.
Yes, it is. I remember when James Chambers said he worked with him, and I was like, "Please tell me when you called you." He was like, "Jim, I want to talk to you because you know him calling him." James would have been great. I was like, having
can't won't
having Leonard Nimoy calling you like he would call William Shatner on the show would be
yes,
Mr. Tiberius Kirk himself. Yes,
man, that would be awesome.
Oh Jesus!
I asked for a corner room at the hotel, Jim. Will we be able to do anything about it?
Actually, you know what would have been funny if he'd been working with DeForest Kelly. Damn it, Jim! I sent you papers last week.
Yes!
Why haven't you edited the papers that I sent you?
Oh God!
I'm a horror writer, not a Xerox machine. Oh my goodness!
To go back to what you were saying, though, Steve, I have, I guess, a glimmer of hope that the Senate, it won't pass the Senate.
Okay.
That it won't pass the Senate.
Yeah.
Because if it does,
cross some fingers.
Yeah. Because I don't know how many people really know that this just happened.
I know. I didn't hear anything.
There's a lot of things happening that we don't know about, like that.
We're not hearing
that are going past the radar because
goes back to all those distractions.
Because everything is Trump, Hunter Biden, Trump, Hunter Biden, Trump.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones,
which we're all gonna go watch once we're done.
Yeah.
With this talk of ours.
I just want to say this. Speaking of hope, I'm looking forward to July 11th because that's when he gets sentenced.
Oh,
I got a feeling this judge.
Yeah.
Remember all of that contempt? Everybody's like, well, why isn't the judge doing anything about it? Why do I have a feeling he doing the straight New York thing? Like, oh no, I'm gonna hold on to this.
Right.
Because when I do sentence you, I'm sentencing you for all this crap. Because I do think I'm almost at a point now, like when that 34 count came across, I almost dropped my drink. We were in San Diego when I walked past the TV and I looked and I was like, wait, am I reading that right? All 34? I was like, I expected maybe 2 or 3. I wasn't thinking all 34.
All 34, right.
And, you know, in typical fashion, all of a sudden the law is not working. It was working fine when they put the Central Park 5 away. Didn't have a problem with that when there was actual evidence years later that they never committed that crime. We got you dead to rights, and something's wrong with the law. It doesn't work all of a sudden. So I'm hoping that New York has already surprised me twice. I'm hoping for the trifecta, and the judge sentences him. Okay. Whether or not he actually goes into a jail or he gets an ankle bracelet around his wherever, and they're like, yo, you can stay in Trump Tower because you ain't going nowhere. You know,
like do a Paris Hilton, being there for at least half an hour before they come pick you up, take you home. I think the sad part is that the Republicans literally are like, we're planning for this so that he can give his acceptance speech to the RNC. I'm like, you know what? At this point, I'm literally like, y'all do you.
Yeah.
because the rest of this country already figured this out. And no matter what way y'all want to spin the narrative, the truth still remains this. People are tired.
Yeah.
Them folks in Nevada walked out of his thing, out of his. And what was funny was like there was a guy out there like, why y'all leaving? Why y'all leaving? And one person was like, I gotta go to work.
Life's break.
Like, yeah, I'm like, that's the realest answer I've heard all year.
Yeah, how about that?
I got bills. I gotta pay. work every day. Anybody trying to hear this mess no more? So that's my glimmer of hope.
Okay.
Because if he gets convicted, I just believe this. If he gets convicted here, the only one I don't think he's gonna survive. The only one I think he will survive will probably be that one in Florida with that corrupt judge.
Yeah,
that'll be the only one that he survives. And something tells me Jack Smith and his crew gonna be like, oh no, we're gonna peel this. And then it's gonna move somewhere else. And then that will probably be the icing on the cake once they got it.
Doesn't he have one in Georgia also? He has one in Georgia as well.
He's muddled that up with Fonnie Willis. So that's been because they're trying to kick her off the case.
Right. I think she won that case.
Yeah, she did win it. But now it's like it's an appeal or something like that.
Yeah.
He's a thing, it's a delay tactic. But
right. Yes.
Again, at this point, New York done made you guilty. So nowhere to run to, you better nowhere to hide.
I just hope the petty is strong with that judge.
Well, he petty is petty. Strong.
You petty with that, then please. Please.
He petty.
Petty.
There's Petty, and then there's Stephen Van Patten Petty.
That's right.
Right.
And I think he is all of Stephen Van Patten Petty. And then some.
One can only hope and pray. Because Lord knows, like, I honestly wish I had gone to law school so I could now somewhere be into that. But now, you know what? I think the final thought I'm going to share before we close this thing out is just that, just going back to what I was saying about, if we send all the young people off to go fight in meaningless wars and everything else like that, then they're not going to be able to be here and be engaged in the change that this country actually needs. And I think there needs to be like a new refocusing. And I'm not really a big advocate on marching because, basically what ends up with a march nowadays is that, you just end up going against, physically going up against, racist Staten Island cops, who have, or I don't know necessarily where they are in California, but or where they breed them, so to speak. West Coast.
It's California, dude. Well, you see Rodney King. Come on, like
they breed everywhere.
I was just being neighborhood specific, but yeah, I feel like, because first of all, I've always been of a mind that if we were going to take to the street, it should have been when Obama couldn't confirm Merrick Garland.
Yes.
I feel like that collectively, that should have been a much stronger response from the general public. And I think I may have said this to one or two of you on the low or whatever, on in casual conversation. I think part of the problem was, we're so used to seeing a black man be mistreated that nobody really made a thing about Obama being not to the point where it should have been. He is a sitting president. He's trying to appoint a Supreme Court justice, which at the time is exactly his job. And he was not allowed to do that for shady, dumbass reasons. And now we have a conservative majority that doesn't even have the decency to try to pretend that they're supposed to be impartial in making their judgments now. And not to mention, you've got this raging Uncle Clarence. I mean, people should just stop saying Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom is like an old, we need to update that to just Uncle Clarence.
Uncle Clarence.
Uncle Clarence. That needs to be the new way to explain a person that is literally selling us out. I don't mean just black folks. I just mean Americans trying to live a good life. Clarence Thomas has been bought and paid for. And there he sits and about to make shit worse if we let him. So, that's the kind of thing that, honestly, we need to start getting involved in. And that's, that will be the thing that gives me hope. And the only thing is, like I said, marching, now we're at the point where and Mark has said this a few times. We got to start hitting people in the wallet. That's where the real protest is. Us keeping, particularly. Whoa!
Sorry about that.
Pizza's ready.
Yep.
Hey, baby.
When we talk about, right. Don't worry, lady. He's coming.
He's coming.
Right. So, I think that's there needs to be sanctions, boycotts. There needs to be keeping your money in your house. I mean, just like fuck everybody until we can get something that looks like a government that actually cares about us. And that as cliche as that sounds, it felt cliche as I said it, but if we don't at least try, then what are we doing? We just gonna let these people steamroll us, send our children, gonna let the whole Vietnam or Korea or whatever, we're gonna let that kind of shit play out again, or Iraq or Afghanistan. We're just gonna keep letting this happen. I don't think we should.
Yeah. Luckily, they already people got hit already. Like McDonald's, Starbucks got hit. Pro-Palestinian youth, people aren't even buying. Starbucks closed down a couple of places because they ain't selling shit no more.
Yeah.
McDonald's hit. The problem is though, the other thing is because I've seen it at work, and I keep up with a lot of the organizations, of pro-Palestinian organizations on TikTok and Facebook, Instagram, and they're doing their job. They're doing that work you're talking about. It's the sad part is it can help with some places. McDonald's and Starbucks you can live without. People are still buying Apple and smartphones and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, once people stop, if you stop buying from the major places and just buy refurbished or repair shop places, that can be also something to be done for the DRC and what they're going through.
Right.
It's a crazy thing. And like I said, and I don't disagree with you, Steve. I agree with you 100%. It's just that the sad part is just the time it takes just to get that shit organized and to convince people that you don't need that. That's the other part. It's you don't need that luxury because it's killing people. So don't buy it. That's and as Americans, we're so used to those creature comforts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially, but also if you
sorry, Denise, go ahead.
If you raise awareness about what those products are, because this is the first time I'm hearing of some of this, I'm like, oh, what do I not need to buy? I could do that. But just tell me what it is I need to step away from.
Shit. Everything that has cobalt, coltan, cobalt, and zinc.
That's the only, but then that's the rub, right? I mean, we are using,
because it's everything.
We are using those products to have this podcast. So
right.
I mean,
like for the first time, like when I heard about it, like, fuck, the big question we never ever asked ourselves when these great innovations of technology come about is where are they getting the raw materials from?
Right.
We never asked that question.
And it is off the backs of exploited Black children.
Yeah.
In places like the Congo.
Yeah. Ouch.
Oh. Shit. I had one bright bit of news that I did hear. Chiquita Banana is being sued by, I think it's Guatemala, the Guatemalan government. Chiquita Banana is being sued for the part they took in a couple of assassinations, murders of prominent figures, and getting the CIA involved in disrupting the government so that Chiquita Banana can be selling Chiquita Banana. So they can own plantations. They own plantations in Guatemala and control them like plantations, and have total carte blanche in these territories in Guatemala.
Wow.
Yeah, it's something about destabilizing the government to such an extent that Chiquita Banana was able to do a Leopold in South America.
Leopold.
Like
King Leopold. Yes, they're able to do it. Right, and they're getting sued. They're so just saying that was like a little bright spot that I heard about.
Yeah, except for the fact that we've been all sitting here for 50 years eating bananas and not knowing that.
I know, and that theme song's in my head.
Kind of wild. That is kind of wild. Talk about
who knew.
Jeepers,
you talk, and it's so funny. That's wild because we're sitting here thinking about how war on drugs and cocaine getting in the country and all the people that go to jail and die and get addicted to stuff and everything else like that. But then you got people dying over bananas.
That's bananas.
Which is bananas.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I was thinking about it, but after last week with all and Mark tonight, you know what got me? You know how hard it was for me to not say don't back that. You know how hard that was for me to not do that and bring us back down the road again. Oh my God. All right.
Stars.
Well, I think we're all gonna go watch some Game of Thrones now, so we can talk about that next week.
Wait, what team? Oh, wait, should before we go, should we declare the team we're rooting for?
No, I'm not declaring
individually.
No,
I would, except I don't remember what happened.
Oh shit!
I just remember the teenage boy being killed. Like, oh, that was rough. Yeah.
Team Black all the way. it's the Black and Greens. Team Black all the way. Sorry, Team
House
Black.
of Slytherin.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Oh my God.
Wait, House of Hot number 13, Doctor Who.
Yes. You know what? Hold on. Complete side note, but something that just hit me that I just remembered, and I wanted to share this real quick. So, shit, I'm blanking on the guy's name. I think it's Neil Jordan. The guy that directed the first Interview with a Vampire.
Okay.
With Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. Mm-hmm. Here's something that I didn't. I literally am just today's years old. As much as I'm supposed to be like keeping track of these things, I did not know that Daniel Day-Lewis was originally being considered for Lestat.
Ooh.
Think about that for a second.
That would have been interesting.
Now, granted, the way Daniel Day-Lewis prepares for a movie,
yeah,
like he would have literally been sleeping in a coffin the entire time. And shit like that.
Yeah.
And
wow.
And that's why he himself passed on the movie.
Right.
But then, of course,
with still Brad Pitt being as Louis.
Yeah.
So Brad Pitt. Why am I feeling like that would be Interview to Vampire by Jane's Addiction? Daniel Day-Lewis looks like
Perry Farrell.
Yeah, like a coked out vampire. He looked like he'd be on coke all the time. He just has that look. Not that he does it, I'm just saying the gaunt face, the stern look. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But just think about that for a second. That would have been
grungy.
Bananas.
Yeah.
Getting back to bananas.
That would have been Chiquita.
Yeah, oh my God. But I'm just thinking like that's wild. And then of course the second thing that was wild was how everybody was initially very much against Tom Cruise playing Lestat until then people saw the damn movie and then he knocked it way out of like not even like in the parking lot is where that particular ball landed.
I do remember.
So yeah, just wanted to share that real quick, and and sort of end the note, end the show on like a more of a fun note because
real quick then, real fun note. You've seen the new A&E Interview to Vampire.
Oh hell yeah!
So which one?
I saw the first season, but not the second season.
Same here. So who would you guys think the first Tom Cruise Lestat or this guy's Lestat? A&E Lestat.
The new look here. That's the new Lestat has had the advantage of really flushing the character out.
Right.
Tom Cruise had 2 hours. This guy's had 10.
Good point. No, that's valid as fuck.
And he's coming in and he's able to dance through all kinds of scenery. He's able to flush that out. It's not fair.
It's not fair. No.
Fair. Yeah.
That's legit.
Time period too. Yeah, you can get away with a lot more now than back then, I think.
Back then.
And oh my God. They're like full on in bed and
yes.
Like the passion that they have that you couldn't show in the other one, I think.
Couldn't possibly.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. Well, you damn sure couldn't show the movie in Mississippi.
Woo.
Ain't shit you can do in Mississippi anymore.
In the heat of the night, I got trouble.
Must always have the song.
In the heat of night,
they call me Mr. Tibbs.
It's the academics.
Do it all. Hold on.
Listen here, boy. Listen here, boy. Tell me how you gonna get that money there right there.
I earned that money. 16 hours a week.
Oh my God.
I'm a detective. They call me Mr.
What they call you, boy?
Tibbs. They call me Mr. Tibbs.
Shout out to Sidney Poitier. One of the best to ever do it. And not to mention, that was a very, very good impression, Mark. Holy shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Clearly, you've been in the bathroom practicing that. Folks, I know we kind of went into Godzilla again, but for those of you that did not listen to us the first time, hopefully you will avail yourselves and go on that little wild adventure. We hope that you will also vote to save the country from a certain orange awful human being, even though the choices aren't necessarily great. At least you'll have choices in another 4 years. We you know, we hope you enjoy our little chin wag here, because you know, while we, of course, we enjoy sharing this stuff with you, it's like, you know, when we do this kind of like as a family.
Yes.
And it certainly does wonders for the mental health of all four of us.
Does it really though?
Yes, it does. It really does. It really does.
Well, for me and Denise, anyway. I don't know. Mark may be half disgusted, and well, you're the wild card, Kirk. So,
my waffles.
Oh my stars!
And with that said, think we're gonna.
You can't language. You can't make waffle language. Sorry, go ahead.
And with all that said, we're gonna sign out. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you join us next week when, among other things, we're gonna reveal some personal shit. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Good night.
The fuck you talking about?